Subscribe to Film Companion for your film fix. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.
A lot of my films are those big summer, commercial entertainers. And I think now what I'm naturally being drawn towards is just being drawn to spaces which seem new to me.
How does a man even go up to you and say, how did that happen?
Can I tell you how? Exactly. You're Katrina, okay?
Yeah.
And I am X, okay?
Right.
Hi, Katrina, how are you? What's up? I was just wondering if you wanted to go somewhere and hang and maybe grab a bite for dinner. Send. That's it. It's that simple.
So, Katrina, I was talking to Ali Abad Zafar about Bharat, and he told me the most intriguing story.
Did he?
Yes.
If the story has a part in it where I told him that you're going to come back to me for the film only, I have not said this.
Is he imagining this?
It could be. That could be the twist in the story, that actually this was a dream in his head, that he dreamt it and then he realized, that happened to me last night.
What do you mean?
I had such a clear dream, and for a second I was like, did that really happen or was it a dream,
So here's what he said. He said that through the making of Tiger Zinda Hai, you kept saying that I'm going to be in Bharat, and of course then he went to Priyanka, and Priyanka...
I genuinely didn't say that. I know he's my best friend, but I have to clear this out. I genuinely didn't say that. I genuinely didn't think it, and I swear to you, I'll tell you where I was when I got the call.
Right.
I was on a treadmill. And one of my friends called me, not even Ali, and said, that Priyanka is no longer in the film. And I had no idea at all. And I said, oh, but no problem. I still remember the thought, they'll find somebody else. It's, Ali's director, I'm sure lots of people want to work with. Salman's there in the film. It's a great script. I'm sure they'll find someone. And that was it. I went back to my walk on my treadmill. So this rest of this conversation, I don't know where it's come from.
He also said that you did workshops and you did
Yes.
language sort of training. So what did you do and how did that shape your role?
Well, honestly, it's something that I've been trying to do for the last few years, and I have done it before in the past for certain films, but it's definitely a process, Anu, that I'm embraced a lot more in the last
The acting workshops?
Yes. But workshops are there before a lot of films, not in the earlier years. Honestly, there was no such thing like that in the kind of films we did, and there were no scripts also a lot of times. I did not have a script for Sing is King or for Welcome. It was, you understood the story and you would,
You just show up.
Well, no, you would get the scene maybe the day before, but there was not it was a different process of working, and it was fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's great. But the process now is very different. I think for everyone, the whole system has changed. And for me personally, I think since zero, it's been a big change for me in the approach, which now I do for myself. So regardless of how the director works, or whether the director wants to hold a workshop or doesn't, or does not work like that, there's a certain work which now I make sure that I do for myself. And
really?
Yeah, and it's important. And I actually said this to Ritik the other day, and he said, yeah, I've been doing that since my first film. And I was like, okay, I mean, it's probably true, but everyone's process is different and everyone has their own journey. This is who I am, and this is the way my journey is, and this is the way my journey has been. But I feel that it's added a lot to me. I feel it's added a huge dimension to me in, if nothing else, my enjoyment at work.
You talk about that, Katrina. You talked about how much joy you're getting out of your work now. And you said, I'm learning and I'm unlearning. And I was curious, what are you unlearning?
Rather than unlearning certain things, I think probably the better way of putting it is replacing certain habits and certain go-tos with a different thought process. It's more the thought process now.
When you approach a character?
When I break down the script and I break down the character before I get on set.
Right.
It's just a different way that now I've been working with a few people. There's been a few people I've been kind of switching between. And it's just about imbibing the techniques which you think work for you, and imbibing the thought processes which give you a deeper connection to the character. So no matter if Kumud is an employment officer in Delhi, we know that she's going to, take these men to Abu Dhabi. She's their supervising officer. She seems like a very strong, dominating woman who speaks her mind. But now I wanted to personalize this. How do I personalize this for me and match her struggles and match her thought process to me?
Right.
It doesn't mean that I'm actually feeling the same thing, but how do I find a place that it becomes similar?
Right.
So that her journey becomes personal to me.
Tell me, why do you think that in the last 2 years you've felt the need to sort of go deeper? What changed?
I just felt that there was a huge side of me which was not coming across. I felt that there was a huge part of my, we all have a kind of like a vision that we can see for ourselves, or what we, thoughts and pictures in our head, because we're actors and we see movies day in and day out. And I felt that there was a side to me which had been depicted or portrayed on screen very well and done in many different ways and many different, in many different films, many different songs. Yeah. And I felt there was another dimension, or not another dimension, but a few dimensions which was not coming through. And I wanted to look into that, and I chatted with my directors a lot, from Anand Rai and Zero. We spoke a lot about it. He kept on saying there's nothing you've ever done, and this character is so new. And I was seeing it, but I wasn't seeing it to the extent which now, when I see the film and the scenes we shot, I understand what he was trying to get out. I understand what he was trying to get out of me. And it was just about me giving a little bit more thought and attention to what I now wanted to do with myself on screen. What do I want to try and do as an actor on screen? Right. Of course, a lot of it is not all in my hands. A lot of it depends on the roles you get offered. I have to choose out of what is offered to me. I'm not sitting here with the pick of every film in the industry. I have to choose out of the films that are offered to me, and also working with the level of these directors who can really help you and mold and shape your performance. That makes all the difference. So that aside, because those are the parts which is down to our destiny, or down to what's our luck. Yeah. When the right thing comes together for me, my contribution, how do I grow from here? How do I add more? Like, like if you're a doctor, you further, like my sister, she's gotten her master's, now she's doing a doctorate. Right. She's furthering her education in her profession. How do I up my game? How do I better myself? It's just that simple approach.
So when you then do a film like Suryavanshi, which of course is a very male universe, it's sort of testosterone heavy, Rohit Shetty, lots of cars, cops. Yeah. How do you, in terms of just strategy, balance between films that will satisfy you as an artist and give you meat, and films that perhaps are not that satisfying but will further your brand? How do you balance between that?
I think the way you phrased the question is very honestly exactly what was in my mind. It's exactly what you said. Balancing the films which have a lot of meat and give you creative satisfaction as an actor and as an artist, which I need to survive. I mean, I need to grow as a person. Yeah. This is the personal growth you're talking about, to feel inspired and to feel satisfied at work. Balancing that with certain films which are about scale, fun, summer blockbusters, which also have a certain brand element to it. Rohit Shetty is a person who has a huge brand of cinema which is immensely popular, teaming up with Akshay Kumar again. We've done a lot of, really successful films together. Balancing that, because there was a thought where I asked myself this exact question that you're saying, and my answer to it was exactly what you said. I think it's about finding the balance, and don't go overboard also with taking yourself too seriously, because we are entertainers, and probably tilting a lot more towards the side that would challenge me, because I've done a lot of the entertainment bit already in my filmography, I guess you could say. A lot of my films are those big summer, commercial entertainers, and I think now what I'm naturally being drawn towards is just, without getting too complex about it or intellectual about it, just being drawn to spaces which seem new to me. Honestly, that's it.
But do you think that filmmakers in the Hindi film industry can see beyond your beauty? Are they seeing the actor?
I mean, you would have to ask them that.
But what kind of scripts are you getting? Are they coming to you with meatier things?
I mean, honestly, I've always gotten offered, in fact, more so before than now.
Really?
Yeah, some really fantastic, what you would term as a meaty role. Sometimes it just wasn't the right, it didn't come at the right time. There was many a film, which I would say, but I won't, because I don't like to talk about the films that you didn't end up doing. There's many a film which, in retrospect, had they come today, I would have jumped, but because the time is right. But it wasn't the right time because of many things at that particular moment when it got offered to you.
But right now you are seeing sort of exciting roles?
I am. I'm seeing a lot of interesting roles. There's a certain amount of patience that you have to have, because you'll hear something and you'll know the germ is wonderful, but you'll know it's not quite there. It's not that easy, let me tell you. It's not that easy. They're not just floating around everywhere, these incredibly well-written, character-driven, female, strong scripts. It's not. They're there, yes. The ones that are coming in front of me, sometimes, as I said, they'll have just that germ is right, the idea is right, but you know that somehow
it has to
the
evolve.
Grand total of all its parts is not quite there. So that frustrates you, because you think that, do I just try and see if we pull it off? But then somewhere you know that no, it has to work completely on paper. Is important. It has to work on paper before you try and put it onto a floor.
This is, Katrina, your 8th film with Salman?
It's not really, because 2 of them are guest appearances. It's actually my 5th film with Salman.
But it's an association that goes back like 14 years, right? Maine Pyar Kyun Kiya was the first. So
a long association.
It's perhaps the most sustained association of your career. So how do you think he's shaped you as an actor?
I don't think that in that sense, Salman is a person who really gets too much into what you're doing. So your performance, your growth as a performer, your non-growth, both of those things are entirely in your hands. It's your responsibility. In that sense, whatever I've brought to, or didn't bring, or did not do in Maine Pyar Kyun Kiya, and now what I've done or tried to do in Bharat is down to me and my growth and my journey with my directors, with my personal work, with the prep I've done before I come on set. He's the kind of actor who really lets you do your thing. He's not there, and he's not involved in the process or interfering or anything, and or even making suggestions beyond a point. He comes, he's there, does his thing. You bring what you need to bring. You don't bring what you need to bring. Your problem. Take care of yourself. Good luck. All the best. And if you do something really nice, he'll say it. He might say it later, but he'll say it quietly later that, you're really good in scene today. I'm like, oh, thanks. I really like what you're doing. It's really working. It's good. That's really good. Like, okay, thanks. That's the extent of the conversation about that.
Yeah, I remember once during an interview, I had asked him, how did you prepare for some character? I can't remember which film we were talking about. And he was like, prepare?
Yeah.
He's like, I've been prepared 20 years ago. I was like, fab. So he doesn't want to go into that.
His process is his process.
Correct.
Now, he may or may not have one,
right,
but he would not tell you or me that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's very fine for him to say that. Now, I don't really know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that only he knows.
Huh.
If you ask me from my analysis, I don't know what his process is. I don't know, but that's
You haven't observed anything?
It's not that I can see, I don't know. All I can tell you is he's definitely thinking something. When he is there, he is thinking something in terms of the larger picture. Right. That larger picture of the film he always has in his mind. Right. Always. What his process is, that I don't know if he's ever going to tell you or me.
Okay, is it true you're turning producer?
I want to, and I'm the reason I'm being a little bit more vocal and persistent about it this time is there's been a few moments where I've wanted to start something and try to start something and just kind of let the idea slip away, because you get busy with other things. And I'm trying this time to really try and meet the deadlines, of things that I want to do. Not just picking things,
right,
but there's not just as a producer, but there are actually 3 things which I really want to do.
3 scripts?
No, 3 ideas.
Okay.
Which are, one is producing a film, and the other 2 are a little bit not exactly in line with the film work, but something like around it.
Okay.
And I really want to try and do them all this year. Whether they work, whether they don't work, that's, you know, up to you know, that's in my destiny. But I want to at least do it. You know, like there's a lot of times when you get these ideas and they're great ideas and they're just, you let it go.
Right.
So what I'm trying to do is execute the ideas I have, and let's see if it works, if it doesn't work.
You know, the other thing I've been reading in a lot of your interviews is you're talking about how women need to sort of hold on to their identity, especially when they're in relationships. And you said,
yeah, I've been told by some people that I'm talking too much, and that I need to stop talking so much. By an editor friend of mine.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we interact with people because now it's a small industry. Yeah, you've been seeing the same people, and I'm friendly with all these boys. They're like, Katrina, you need to stop talking so much. I'm like, huh? Oh, I thought I was being wise. And he's like, no, okay, fine.
Well, it sounds really wise. It does. You were talking about how women should sort of not lose themselves when they're in relationships, and you said that I hope that the next time, you know, when the time comes, it's not going to happen to me. And you know, which sort of, it just struck me like, how would somebody ask you out for a date? How does that happen?
Can I tell you how? Exactly. You're Katrina, okay?
Yeah.
And I am X, okay?
Right.
Are we doing this on the phone or face to face? On the phone? Should we do a phone thing?
Okay.
Hi, Katrina, how are you? What's up? I was just wondering if you wanted to go somewhere and hang and maybe grab a bite for dinner. Send. Phone. Phone version done. Face to face. Hey, Katrina, what's up? How are you? Good, good. Yeah, what's happening? I was just wondering, should we just go grab a bite or coffee or something, or just hang tomorrow? Are you free tomorrow? Does tomorrow work for you? Yeah, sure. That's it.
That's all
it's done. It's that simple.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. Now, whether I say yes or no, that's
that's different. That's different. But I'm just saying, like, you know, I was just like, but next time, like, how? How does a man even go up to you and say?
Well, now they know.
Now they know.
Now they know.
And do you? Are they like interesting men in the film industry?
Yes, they're interesting men.
Yeah.
They're interesting men. One of my friends said, Karan Kapadia actually said, he's also a director. He said there are, I can't remember the name, but he was like, the number. There is some X billion people in the world, okay? Of course there are interesting people. There's so many interesting people.
So hopefully that text will happen. Nobody will be intimidated by the success and the fame and all the rest of it. By the legend.
I want to ask you that question, Anu. Do you really think people are intimidated?
Could be. Of course they could be.
I don't think I'm intimidating.
No, not in person, not at all. But just the idea of you. Come on, you have to know that.
I really don't think so. Why? I'm so cheery and...
No, you are.
Cheery.
Just all around lovely and warm.
Yeah, like a fuzzy, cuddly kitten.
All right, that's the thought I'm going to keep in my head as I read more relationship interviews.
Yeah, I'm selecting my words though, because as I said, you know, my friends told me that now you have to you know,
you have to step back.
But you know, when it comes to some of the things I've said about you know, how one should be, or what has happened to me, or my experiences, you know, the reason why I have said some of the things I've said is because when I was going through times in my life where I was looking for some guidance, a lot of that guidance and inspiration maybe came from stuff I read. And if something helped me, I just want to kind of, you know, share that information. If it doesn't help, you know, that's okay. If it does help, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, and tell me finally, you want to play Indira Gandhi in a biopic?
I really, really wanted to, yeah.
Why?
I just think it's a fascinating story.
It is.
I think it's a fascinating story, and now with the way I've seen people work on prosthetics and all that, and with the structure that is there, I know it would look right.
And that's
like there's certain structures which would be difficult, you know, like if you, there could be another person where you would say, okay, now it's going to be really tough, but there are certain similarity in structures which you need, which should work. I mean, I would love to, but let's see, maybe not that, maybe it's something else that comes. Sometimes you just have to hope that it comes when you least expect it, and then that one thing comes, and it's outstanding. Did we talk about this film that I saw last year? I think it was. No, it was this year. Tully?
No.
Did you see that film?
No.
Oh, you have to see it.
Really?
You have to see it, then we'll talk about it. Charlize Theron. She plays a single mother in it.
Okay, no, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that.
See that film.
Yeah.
Just to get a script like that.
Right.
That would be.
Well, you put it out in the universe.
Exactly.
And hopefully it will
And you know,
happen.
the other thing I want to do, which I think I've said this before, is I want to do really cool 2-heroine film. You know, think like that cop film which Will Smith and that guy did, the famous buddy cop film. Buddy cop film. But you know what I mean? I mean something but Thelma and Louise, but not necessarily on the run.
You're talking to Mr. Rohit Shetty, you're working with Mr. Rohit Shetty, get him to create a female buddy cop film.
Yeah, we got to get him away from the men.
We got to.
Away from...
The last time I interviewed him, he did tell me that he's looking at a female cop. I say, make him do it.
Yeah, let's try and do that.
You know, it would be great fun.
Yeah.
Was it Heat? Was it Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy?
Bad Boys. It was
Bad Boys.
So
okay.
Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
There you
Bad
go.
Boys, yeah.
So just tell him, here's the idea, let's do it.
All right.
Because that great cop universe has to have women in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Katrina, thank you and good luck for Bharat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Katrina Kaif, and if you like this interview, then please subscribe to Film Companion.